night a meeting for due to the tragic accident in Adam. And Sanchez has already expressed his sincere condolences to the families and one of the victims. He's gone to say that words reveal such insubstantial, but asking them to know that the country stands with this extremely difficult moment. Emergency services are already working in a coordinated manner without rest throughout the night. And even Canada's Prime Minister Mamata has reacted. He said that he was deeply saddened by those of the accident that occurred in He also confirmed that claimed more than 3 lives and injured several people, and got on to share condolences on behalf of Canadians. As we've been highlighting right now, authorities are still trying to ascertain exactly led to the train collision has cost more than 20.
Hello and welcome. You're watching CNN News 18 with me, Hem Korsara, and here's a quick look at what we're tracking for you this morning. Let's get started. TVK Chief Vijay to face second round of CBI grilling over the Karur Stampede that left 41 dead. Noida police book builder in 27-year-old techie's death case as ignored complaints expose the apathy. Questions now being raised over the role of government officials. India pitches stable growth story at Davos as union ministers in Maharashtra chief minister see global investments amid economic headwinds. TMC hits out at Prime Minister Modi over Jungle Raj remarks, accuses centre of taking credit for Bengal as political war words escalates. Resort politics returns as Sena cooperators stay at Mumbai hotel. UBT faction alleges captivity, while the party calls it an orientation exercise. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin announces new national level literary award, alleges political interference in Sahitya Academy functioning. US President Donald Trump invites Pakistan Prime Minister to join Gaza Peace Board as Islamabad signals support for the UN-backed efforts. Italian Prime Minister Meloni rejects Trump's Greenland tariff threat as EU ambassadors meet today to decide collective response. Now, actor turned politician and TVK Chief Vijay is back in the national capital today for a second round of questioning by the Central Bureau of Investigation in the Karur Stampede probe. The tragedy, which claimed 41 lives during a massive rally last year, has become a flashpoint between Vijay's party and Tamil Nadu police. Earlier on the 13th of January, during CBI questioning, Vijay had blamed state cops for failing to manage the crowd. The central agency has already grilled top officers as well as district officials, and now Vijay's testimony will be crucial in piecing together accountability for one of Tamil Nadu's worst tragedies.
Completely for the election. Beyond that he knows that people is not supporting them. So he is afraid. Out of fear, he makes some announcements, which he had, when he was Chief Minister, he made fun of, he criticized. Where will the government go to money? He says that the borrowings have gone up. And he now says that I will increase the amount. And he says that free travel in city buses to men also. I don't understand what he is doing. I think he has become, he had come to know that he is not going to win. So he wants to cheat the people, that's all.
All right, for more on this, we have Purnima live with us, who's been bringing us all the updates on this. Purnima, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. Of course, as you know, Vijay here for the second round of CBI questioning. What can you tell us?
Today is the second round of questioning, and Vijay had left for the national capital yesterday evening. Sources tell us that TVK once again will reiterate what the party's stance has been as far as Karur Stampede is concerned. They are blaming the Tamil Nadu police for the Karur tragedy. In fact, last round as well, Vijay and the TVK so far had told the CBI that it was the police that failed to protect the people. There was no law and order. Police deployment was also not there at the venue, which led to the Karur stampede. Not just Vijay, even the Karur district administration officials have been summoned by the CBI. Their point is that Vijay had arrived 7 hours late. There was no proper arrangements made. Water, food were not distributed. People waited in scorching heat for about 7 hours, which led to the stampede. So blame game continues. We'll have to wait and see if the CBI manages to get evidence on the sequences that led to the Karur stampede.
All right. Also joining me right now is Arunima. Arunima, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast. Of course, earlier on the Jan 12th round of questioning, we know that actor turned politician Vijay had said that this is a conspiracy against me. The management there could not clear the bottlenecks, and he's blamed them for that as well. So the blame game pretty much continues. When we talk about the second round of questioning, what's going to be the likely focus?
Yes, so in round two, Vijay will have to prove the allegation that he has made in round one. He claimed that it was completely the fault of the Karur administration, that it was the district administration and the police which were to be blamed for mishandling the crowd situation, for failing as far as crowd control measures are concerned. And Vijay's party, colleagues have already been questioned. Some of them have handed over to CBI videos. But there are specific questions for Vijay. He will be asked to provide proof to the IO today about reasons why he was delayed. He claims that he was delayed because of obstructions en route. Why was he really delayed by 7 hours? Because that is turning out to be a crucial factor as far as the crowd getting restless is concerned. Second, he will have to furnish proof. If he's saying that it is police which is to be blamed, he will have to furnish proof to support that claim, whether there was any communication from his side or his party's side to the district administration asking for more support or pointing out that there were any problems that they were noticing. And that was not responding positively to these concerns that he or his party were raising. Already two senior officers on the day that Vijay was questioned, then ADG and then IG were questioned as well, were part of the Karur's decision-making process, and they have squarely blamed Vijay. So as both sides are blaming the other one, CBI's IO is looking for evidence, looking for supporting claim, and that is what Vijay is expected to bring to it.
All right. So then, Arunima, I believe it will be fair to say that this time around the onus is really on Vijay to prove all these allegations of conspiracy. Now, of course, viewers, earlier we'd taken through the line of questioning which was taken by the CBI on the Jan 12th round of questioning. We told you the kind of questions that were being asked of actor politician Vijay. Let me just quickly give you a brief recap of what he claims actually happened that day and what Vijay told the CBI on the 12th of January. Neither TVK nor its functionaries are responsible, so he continues to maintain that it's not the party nor its functionaries which are responsible for poor crowd management. Going forward then, poor crowd management by police led to the stampede. So that's what he's claiming here, that it was actually the district administration and the police and their inability to be able to handle the crowd that led to the stampede. Then he goes on to say, I left the venue to avoid further tragedy. Now remember, when we brought you that line of questioning, this was a major question as to why he decided to leave the venue, at what point he decided that he needs to leave, and what really prompted that decision. Going forward then, inadequate police were deployed at the venue. That's another claim made by Vijay. He further goes on to say, failure to clear road bottlenecks delayed access to the venue. Now remember, one of the major issues here is as to why he was 7 hours late, why there was so much delay, and why then the functionaries were not able to manage the crowd. They were expecting a crowd of about 10,000 people, close to 30,000 showed up. So he is saying, in fact, that failure to clear the roads and the bottlenecks is what led to that delay. Allegations are a conspiracy targeting me and my party, something that him and the party have maintained all this while in the Karur Stampede, and also the setbacks that they've been facing. Now, let me come back to you, Purnima. Now, Vijay continues to maintain that it was not the fault of the party, not the party functionaries who were responsible for what happened. The administration was not able to clear the bottlenecks. They were not able to manage the crowd, and inadequate personnel were perhaps deployed to that area. What can you tell us?
Well, TVK's point so far has been that there were huge crowds, but police deployment was not matching the number of crowd. But district administration, in response to this, said that they deployed one for every 50 people who gathered there. And even though the rules and conditions that were laid for the rally to happen was that only 10,000 people should gather, they estimated that there could be at least 15 to 20,000 people, because every time there is a Vijay rally, there's huge crowds usually gather. And therefore, they deployed one policeman for every 50 people who gathered there. And this has been the stance of the district administration. But TVK goes on to say that there was no traffic management, and that was also part of the delay. There were huge crowds that gathered when en route for Vijay to get a glimpse of the actor, and therefore he got delayed. However, the tragedy started to unfold when Vijay started to speak. It's evident in that video. If you look at the video, Vijay, in fact, when he starts making that speech, people scream for help, scream for water, a child goes missing. So all these have been visually captured. And Vijay so far and the TVK so far have maintained that the police did not really help TVK in this rally, which led to the stampede. But the question is, why did Vijay arrive 7 hours late? That is going to be the focus, and we'll have to wait and see how Vijay and the TVK justifies the delay of Vijay's arrival, which probably could have been one of the reasons why the stampede broke out in the first place.
Right. All right, Purnima, do stay on with us. Of course, we'll continue to discuss this going forward as well. In the latest that we are getting for you right now, the DMK mouthpiece has launched a sharp attack on Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, accusing the BJP of pursuing a hidden agenda, and this is with regards to the language policy. Reacting then to Pradhan's recent remarks that the three-language formula does not undermine mother tongues, the DMK said that the BJP has failed to learn from past resistance in Tamil Nadu. It alleges that the statement exposes the RSS BJP intent to eventually replace English with Hindi. So that's the bone of contention here. The DMK mouthpiece has launched a sharp attack on Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan's statements, accusing the BJP of pursuing a hidden agenda on language policy. They've reacted to his recent remarks on the three-language formula and say that this does not where he said that this formula does not undermine mother tongues. However, the DMK said that they've failed to learn from past resistance in Tamil Nadu. Purnima, let me just come back to you on this entire language row as well that we've been seeing playing out. What can you tell us?
Well, war with words between the BJP and the DMK escalates yet again on the language issue. Earlier last week, Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, while he visited Chennai, when he was asked about NEP, he
All right, I believe you seem to be having an issue with that line, but this is where things stand right now. We've seen this language row and the war of words that breaks out every so often over this issue as well. Now, the DMK mouthpiece has launched a sharp attack on Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, accusing the BJP. They say that they are pursuing some sort of a hidden agenda on the language policy, which eventually will aim to completely replace English with Hindi. Now, that's what they are claiming. We'll continue to bring you more updates on this as and when we have more information. All right, let's shift our focus, viewers. This time we are now once again putting our focus back on a case of criminal apathy, civic apathy, a case which has come to light from Noida. Outrage continues after the tragic death of 27-year-old techie Yuvraj Mehta, whose car plunged into a water-filled construction pit in Sector 150. Police have now booked the builder for negligence, but questions remain, of course. Why only the builder when repeated complaints to authorities went unheeded? Residents allege this open pit had been left dangerously exposed for years with no barricades, no lights, no warning signs, despite prior accidents here as well, and appeals to the Noida authority.
Apathy has killed a young techie in Noida. And this is a living proof of how support has come in for a life that has been lost due to a civic apathy. This is a premium sector in the NCR region. And when we talk about this premium sector, what really shocks us is in fact that there are basic infrastructural lapses that are highlighted here time and again by the residents. The residents have raised multiple alarms over the kind of neglected states of the open drain, but the Noida authority and the respective builders have failed to comply. So all the residents have collectively come here in the favor of the victim who has died, Yuvraj Mehta, the young techie, 27-year-old young man who was coming back from his work in Gurgaon and was almost just a kilometer away to reach his home. He was in call with his father, was informing him that he's just a few meters away and is about to come. That is exactly when he again tells his father that my car has drowned into the open drain, and this is not news. After being stranded there for 50 minutes, he in fact lost the hope, and then his father lost his son.
Now, Noida Authority CEO, we're given to understand, has taken departmental action in the case of this engineer, 27-year-old Yuvraj Mehta, drowning in a mall basement. So, viewers, you have to understand that what we're talking about, this is not some open drain. This is a mall basement which had accumulated water over the years, and complaints with regards to this went unheeded. Naveen Kumar of the Noida Authority's traffic cell has been suspended. Show cause notices have been issued to the officials and the staff responsible for monitoring and overseeing Sector 150. The CEO had ordered an investigation on the day of the incident. But of course, like I mentioned earlier, questions remain. Why for years this was allowed to remain the way that it did? There was stagnant water which was accumulating in this open pit. For more on this, we have Simran Babbar live with us. Simran, thank you so much for joining us. You've been bringing us all the ground updates on this. Of course, remember when we were talking about this, we were trying to understand whether this is an open drain. Where is this water coming from? Is this sewage water? Is this an open sewage? What is happening here? We are now given to understand that this is in fact a mall basement which over the years has accumulated water there. There have been no sort of barricades, no warning signs, and look at what's happened here.
Wilhelm rightly in fact said, but here are the few things which we need to clarify in order to look at the developments in perspective. As being said that this was a mall basement, this was supposedly the area which was actually required by the builders to be built for a mall. But there were no constructions that were happening. The entire stretch around that 150 sector through which the victim here was driving around, and many others also take this very road to lead up to the Eureka sectors or any of the societies in the 150 sector, that entire stretch was left open. Even if there was construction happening, the rules and the protocols mandate that there has to be proper signage. Now that is one part. Another part is that there was no mall in a specific position over there. There were plans initially that there could be a mall coming up here, and that this land would be allocated for that purpose. Now, when the incident has happened, and many more incidents that have raised alarm and red flags before this particular incident has in fact shocked the people also living here, there were many incidents that kept on happening, giving the idea of how dangerous this entire stretch is as the low visibility comes into the fore during the entire winter season. Commuters who try to cover that road, and there are many riders who take this road to deliver things in that society of Eureka and also other societies. But despite that, despite the letters being sent by the MLA and the MP Mahesh Sharma as well, and the MLA as well, there were no action that were taken at that point of time by the Noida Authority. The Noida Authority took the cognizance of the entire matter after the death happened, and Also, even after the residents have protested, they have taken out a candlelight march. Then they have suspended a JE, Naveen Kumar, and also ordered an inquiry in the department. Apart from that, they have also issued a show cause notice to the people who require the protocol management in that very sector. But earlier, when the same red flags were raised by the residents, they did not act upon.
Right. All right. For more on this, we also have Anvit Srivastava joining us live from Noida CEO office. Thank you so much for joining me, Anvit. What can you tell us? What's the latest?
See, we are at the Noida CEO office, authorities office, and in Sector 6. But see, as far as the investigation case is concerned, an FIR has been registered, and culpable homicide not amounting to murder and negligent acts causing death have been added as sections. And police have now started their investigation. We yesterday also spoke to the Additional Commissioner of Police in Noida, and he made it clear that action will be taken as required. And FIR has been registered, and all the angles are now under investigation. In fact, because it has appeared in the initial investigation that this was an under construction basement, that was the construction of which was stopped midway and the water had accumulated. So it will be certainly looked into as who is accountable, what are the authorities accountable, and who are the officers. Even though CEO and the Noida authority has taken action against their officials who could be possibly responsible for that, but police investigation, now that the FIR has been registered, legal actions will also be taken from the police, and many officers can also be called for questioning. Now in this FIR, two main accused have been named, and one is they are the construction companies, and so action against them also will take it. One is the Vistown Planners Private Limited that the FIR clearly mentions, and the other is the Lotus Green Constructions Private Limited, and both of them have been accused in section BNS 105, that is punishment for culpable homicide not amounting to murder. Then section 106 of 1 is also added, which is causing death by rash or negligent act, and other than that, section 125, act done with rashness or negligence that caused danger to human life, has also been added. So these are serious sections, and action certainly will be taken. But both of these companies, because these are private players, their officials will be called for investigation. What we are learning from the police, they might be summoned soon to join the investigation, and now detailed statements of all of them will be recorded to set the accountability, so that it can be zeroed upon that who is actually responsible for this negligence. Other than that, now that the FIR has been registered, all other angles will also be looked into. Police are also looking into a fact whether this vehicle was being oversped. They will also be going by the protocol, will be looking in that whether there was any case of possibility of drunken driving. So all the cases are, all the possible angles are being looked into. FIR has been registered, serious sections have been slapped. People will be soon be summoned, as we are learning from the police, and statements will be recorded to set the accountability in this case.
All right, Anvit, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on that. Now, earlier, my colleague Simran also spoke to Yuvraj Mehta's father, who recounted this entire ordeal, what happened that night. Listen to this.
आपके सामने क्या हो रहा था और आपने किस तरीके से मदद के लिए पूरी कोशिश जुटानी?
मैं वहाँ पर चारों ओर घूम रहा था और सबसे रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा था कि आप लोग कोई स्विमिंग जानते हैं तो मेरे बेटे को बचा लीजिए, लेकिन कोई तैयार नहीं हो रहा था, और अथॉरिटी के पास था ही नहीं कुछ, उनके पास रस्सी के अलावा वो कुछ नहीं कर पा रहे थे, केवल रस्सियाँ फेंकते थे, रस्सी वहाँ तक जाती नहीं थी, और वो बार बार धीरे धीरे जो है सिंक हो रहा था वहाँ पे। अब बोला था पापा बहुत नीचे अब चला गया है, मुझे अभी भी बचा लो। तो ये इंसिडेंट हुआ।
लेकिन वो बहुत समय से पूरी कोशिश कर रहे थे, आपको पहले भी उन्होंने बताया, आपने जितने भी कम समय में आपके पास रहा, आपने पूरी मदद जुटाई, और जितने लोगों को आप रात को 12 बजे बता सकते थे, उसके बाद भी जब अथॉरिटीज आई, मतलब SDRF आई, उसके बाद भी कुछ नहीं हुआ?
नहीं, उनके पास वही तो SDRF जब आई करीब 3-4 बजे के बीच में आई, उसके बाद उन्होंने कहा कि ये प्लेन नहीं है, हमें बोट उतारने के लिए थोड़ा स्लोप चाहिए। फिर JCB को बुलाया गया, एंड इट टूक अराउंड 2 आवर्स टू प्रिपेयर फॉर बोट टू गो इनसाइड। तो
और जब वो 2 घंटे समय ले रहे थे तो सामने वो धीरे धीरे अंदर डूबती हुई
तब नहीं, उससे पहले ही वो डूब चुका था।
अच्छा,
उससे पहले ही डूब चुका था।
लेट आए थे वो? ये
लोग लेट आए थे। बोट जो बोट स्टार्टिंग में ही आना चाहिए था उसको बचाने के लिए, वो बोट लास्ट में आया उसका बॉडी रिकवर करने के लिए। दैट वाज द पॉइंट और लॉस ऑफ लाइफ ऑफ माय सन।
16 दिन से कोई भी अथॉरिटी इस चीज को इमरजेंसी मोड पे लेके कुछ नहीं कर रही थी।
कोई रेमेडियल मेजर उसमें किया ही नहीं गया, कोई रिपेयर्स फर्दर कुछ एक्शन ताकि वो प्रोटेक्ट किया जा सके वो एरिया, ऐसा कुछ नहीं दिखा वहाँ। और उसका रिजल्ट ये हुआ कि मेरा बेटा का जान चला गया। मैं तो बार बार रिक्वेस्ट करता सर जो भी है जल्दी कीजिए और बोट वगैरह लेकर उसका किसी तरह उसको रस्सी वहाँ तक दीजिए, वो पकड़ के आ सकता है। वो ही वाज स्ट्रगलिंग फॉर दैट।
क्या आपकी मांग है, कैसे आप प्रशासन को बताना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि द लॉस दैट यू हैव फेस्ड नो वन कैन एक्चुअली अंडरस्टैंड दैट।
राइट, आई वांट कि दिस इंसिडेंट शुड नॉट अकर इन फ्यूचर, and for that every suitable measures to be adopted by the concerned authority, so that there should not be any loss of life from henceforth. There should not be any loss of life, because life is very valuable, as I have lost my son.
Now, a 10-year-old girl is battling for her life on ventilator support at a private hospital in Noida. This after allegedly being subjected to prolonged physical abuse and illegal confinement by a CRPF constable and his wife. The accused, identified as Constable Tariq Anwar, and his wife Rimpa Khatun have been arrested. While CRPF has suspended the officer, the child, relative of the constable's wife, was allegedly kept as illegal domestic labor at a CRPF camp in Greater Noida without departmental permission. Medical reports accessed by News 18 indicate extreme cruelty, with the child's hemoglobin level dropping to a critical 1.9, multiple fractures, broken teeth, injuries consistent with long-term assault and starvation. Delay in FIR registration has further raised questions in this tragic incident that has come to the fore. We're looking at a case of prolonged torture. A 10-year-old girl who is battling for her life now on a ventilator support at a private hospital in Noida. From the reports that we've accessed, we understand that allegedly the child was subjected to prolonged physical abuse and illegal confinement by a CRPF constable and his wife. From what we do know so far, the child, we believe, is a relative of the constable's wife and was allegedly kept as illegal domestic labor at 10 years old at a CRPF camp in Greater Noida. Medical reports which have been accessed by News 18 also indicate extreme cruelty, with the child's hemoglobin level dropping to a critical 1.9. We're looking at multiple fractures, broken teeth, injuries which are consistent with long-term assault and starvation. For more on this, we have Ankur Sharma live with us. Ankur, thank you so much for joining me. What really happened here? There was a delay in FIR registration, which has raised further questions and concerns as well. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so certainly this couple, the CRPF constable along with his wife, is residing in CRPF official headquarters in Greater Noida, and the CRPF senior official got to know that a girl was also illegally living with them, and according to the complaint, the girl was a close relative of CRPF constable's wife. So certainly, after getting the call from the hospital, they got to know that the girl faced multiple serious injuries, and also there were allegations of assaulting the girl for a longer prolonged period. And the medical report which has been accessed by News 18, it also shows that the hemoglobin, which supposed to be in a healthy person should be 12 to 15, which also reduced to 1.9, which is also a life threatening. Now the girl is already on ventilator, and it's been almost 4 days. The CRPF constable has been suspended, and also we were told that Noida police has arrested both the CRPF constable and his wife as well. But the important question is, there is a delay, and that has also been mentioned by assistant commandant officer of CRPF in her complaint. The assistant commandant is basically deputy SP rank. So in her complaint, she also said that there is a serious delay in registering the FIR, and also there is the FIR has been registered only in one section without adding severe sections in different acts of the acts. So certainly this case is also
Right.
very serious
Ankur, if
in
I could
nature.
just come in here, what's really causing this delay?
So according to the sources, the initially on 15th, when the girl was taken to Sarvodaya Hospital in Noida, so the hospital also gave an information to local police, and also CRPF filed 2 complaints. And but certainly, it is the Noida police who will reveal what is the reason behind delaying the FIR, even when the injury, the medical report clearly states that there is a physical abuse on the child, and also there is serious multiple injuries, which includes the neck injury, head injury. There were injuries on ribs as well. So certainly there is a delay from the FIR, and the Noida police will have to answer all these questions why they were delayed the FIR.
All right. Well, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on this. We'll, of course, continue to track all developments in this case. With that, we're going to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. News and updates will continue on the other side on CNN News 18.
The world is rapidly evolving. It is also extremely interconnected. Developments in the White House can change business trajectories, even affect the common man here in India.
That's where our long-standing partnership with CNN gives us the edge.
With 4,000 plus CNN reporters across 200 countries, our reach is unmatched.
And with renowned names like Fareed Zakaria, Anderson Cooper, or Richard Quest,
our access to in-depth analysis is exhaustive and exclusive.
Whether it's conflicts in Europe and Asia,
the New York City mayoral elections, or trade wars and tariffs,
our partnership with CNN
enables us to keep our finger
on the global pulse,
to bring you reports and analysis
with unmatched authority.
Now that's a partnership that makes sense.
This is News 18 Network.